Hey guys, today we will be going to look up to an interesting topic in Python, which is conditionals. So, why we use conditionals is to manage inputs from user and return valid outputs. If we have created an application which need the age to be at least 18 years old, so we will use conditionals to check the age and then return a valid output. Okay, so we will be going to learn conditionals with making a project instead of learning syntax, because conditionals will be going to become way more complex than many beginners think later. Okay, so we will be going to create an invoice maker which will be in command line interface, and let's add some decorative things using print statement. Okay, so which will make the terminal look decorative. I love doing all these things because this is a normal command line interface. It is not an actual application. In actual application you could use a lot of UI, GUI and many things, but we can't use it in terminals and all, so that's why I love decorating it like this. And let's add another decorative part in print statements to make it look decorative. And now we will be going to look up to an important aspect. And okay, so I have written print statement, empty print statement, so that it can leave line. So but we could use \n. Okay, so instead of using empty print statement, we could fill that print statement with this thing. This is used for spacing, line spacing, so which is a good thing as being a programmer. So we will be writing this thing in an print statement. So let me show you an example. So you should like, the syntax is print statement, double quotation, and then the backslash, and like this. And we could do one thing, which is instead of writing like this on another print statements, it is not a good practice, so we will write it inside the decorative print statements like this. And we will be going to remove the print statements, and let's write it inside. What I want is a 2 space gap, so let's write 2 \n, and this is some decorative thing we could do. So now input, this this is the thing that we can ask user to input. So the name is a variable. It will be going to ask user for input, like what is your name. User have to type that. So input is a process that insert the input from user and return the output. So let's do name. You will find it hard for now, but as we go ahead it will become easy. So let's run it and see how it will work. Okay, so let's run the Python file and then see how it will be going to work. Let's copy paste Python 3.14 conditionals.py. So let's clear it. Python 3.14 conditionals.py. Now I want you to guess what will happen. Yes, let's run it, and now you will be going to see something amazing. You have to give some kind of data to the command line interface like this. It asks for name. I provided it my name, so you just have to memorize the syntax and nothing. And now age, and we will be going to use an data type. It is an int. Okay, I want the age should be in integer format. I don't want age should be in string format, and let's ask input from user. And now we will be going to use some conditionals here. So if the user insert the age value in a string, it will give an error. So it will throw out an error. So if age contains any string, this will throw an error. So why I am commenting is because if you look like after this video, if you look up to all these projects, you will be getting an idea why we are using this and this. Now let's go ahead and use some conditionals. Okay, so now first, if age is greater than 18. No, listen, let me explain you like what is it. Okay, so let let's go and let's get an full explanation how it actually works. So we will be going to use an doc string and string that is used for documentation. So first is if. Now if is and pair of, let's first write all of that. If, else if, you could also write it, you have to write it as elif. Okay, elif, elif, and lastly else. Now if like this, the when we look up to if, this is a block of code. If it is true, okay, if it is correct, then the elif and else will never execute it. Like this is how it works. And in elif case, if the if block is false, then only the elif will be going to be executed. Okay, so let me write some documentation about it so you can read it, and it will be it like it will help you later on. And now else statement, which is if the if statement and else if statement is false, then the else statement will be executed. So another documentation for it. And like if you are finding it hard, you could visit the official documentation of Python and you could go there and see about it. So now we have written if age is greater than 18. So the first lines, if we are using it here. Now we need to indent it, like after adding an. Okay, so if age is greater than 18, so it is basically wrong. It should be if age is less than 18. So let me fix it, and after like we will be like going to make it working. So it will be going to be hard and it needs an indentation. So let's write if. Okay, the if we used before in the documentation, this if. Okay, so if age is the variable. Okay, the variable which contains the input, that input from user to be an integer. So age is a variable. We can't write like this, but I'm writing to show you. If age is greater, okay, let's do it lesser. If age is less than 18, then print. Okay, before the print it should have indentation. If it doesn't have indentation, it will be break. Okay, it will break, and it should be 4 space or a tab space. Okay, so let's print you should be at least 18 years old. Okay, to visit the output. Okay, let's add an \n because we need and indentation, like a line spacing, and this exit function. This function's use is to if like if the age is less than 18, and it will show you an error like you should be at least 18 years old. The all the after code we will be writing after this if statement will not be executed, and the whole program will be ended up here. Okay, so this will stop running the whole code. Okay, after this, okay, written after this, if this statement gets true. And what I want is to write and else statement, and what we could do is we could say, um what should we say here? Okay, what I want, instead of writing else statement, we would pass it. Okay, now pass I will be saying you later on, but let us see this. Okay, now let's add an f string and hello the user with his name and his age years old, so it would be really great. And we will get an idea if it's working or breaking. So let's add an f string and let's run this program in terminal. So this is how we have written the code until now. Let's come up here and let's run it. Now let's run. Okay, so okay, it is asking for my name. My name is Zishan. I will say Zishan. Age. Okay, now you can't insert any string. So if I am 13 years old, it is showing me an error. You should be like, you should at least be 18 years old, which is this. Okay, and it is like working good. Okay, okay, let's clear the screen, and if we will make it run. Name Zishan. Age, okay, I am 18 years old, maybe. Okay, 25. Now it has printed my name and my age. Now the else block has worked. Like if the if block is false, then the else or elif block will work. So we have not created an elif block, so directly the else block will work. Let's try inserting a string. It will show us a value error. So we will be working with errors later on this video, like not in this video but later on. Okay, so now let's again run it. And my name, okay, let's insert my name. Age, let's insert it 100. Now I want to do something which is not to, like, my age should not be greater than 60 years old. So now we will be going to add an if block again. So if age is greater than 60, print you should be at least, like, you are too old to use this website or app. You could write anything, but I am just writing this. Let's add \n. If, like, let's exit because we have to exit. If I run this in terminal, let's run it. Let's input my name. Okay, age. Now if I do 90, it is showing an error that you can't use the app, you are too old. Okay, if I do 18, it is like giving me the output. So this is how it will be going to work, and we have to, okay, like in what I'm thinking in else, let's remove it and pass it, print or pass it for now. What should be print? Something went wrong. Okay, so this is a real world example. Whenever you visit websites and anything happens wrong, it shows something went wrong. So yeah, now let's ask for email. We will be using input and input from like user. So now we will be going to look up to another thing which is lowercase. So whenever, like, you want to make the input from user which you have collected, you have to transform it into lowercase. We will be going to use dot lower with brackets. So this is a common documentation about it with an comment. Okay, so that dot lower. Now let's go with some conditionals here. So if at the rate, okay, not in email. So now what do we mean by not in email is if at the rate is not in email, then print like, so like it actually means that if at the rate not found in email, then you have to say that invalid email. So email is an variable here. So let's say uh, email is invalid, or you could say invalid email, and this is an actual way that we will be going to use email like conditionals in real world. And in else block, let's add pass. Now if you don't want to do anything in any block or in any function or even in class, you will use this word pass. It means you will pass that, and like it will be not executed and it will not show an error. So now let's ask user to input his country. So let's ask for country, and we will make it lowercase to handle data collected from the user. Now we have come a lot further. So let's add condition, and I think that if country equals to, like if the country is equal to China, let's take China. I don't have any personal like I don't want China to be here, but let's take China because Chinese people are super intelligent than most of us. We will be using, okay, so double quotes inside it. If country equals China, it should be lowercase, not even a single thing should be uppercase. So China, then print this country is not valid. So this is another conditional we are using to manipulate users' data that we have collected and show or and displaying if the country equals to China, that this country is not totally valid. So and let's exit and let's create an else and pass it for now. Now what I think, instead of printing the invoice, what we can do is to create an variable, and in that variable what we can do is to add like we have created variable, we have used three quotes and added an f string. Now let's add username equals username like name, age, okay, age equals age, and like this we will complete for email and country. Email equals email and country equals country. So this, like, we can decorate it a lot. Like if you want, you could decorate it like we did, but for now I don't want to decorate anything. And this is a code, like this is the invoice maker for command line interface, and we have come a lot further with Python. And let's test it in terminal. Let's zoom it so it will be great. Okay, so if now I run it, okay, so it's asking my name. I'll insert my name, which is Zishan, and let's enter. And my age, okay, so what age? Okay, 25. Okay, it is showing an error, which is something went wrong. Okay, so actually we have created a bug for ourselves, which is else statement, because we don't like have any Elif. Okay, so I think we should change that Elif as well. Let's try to run it. Okay, let's change the Elif. Okay, so Elif age is greater than 60. Okay, now it should work properly because we have fixed the bugs and all. Okay, my name is Zishan and age is 25. Okay, it worked. And email address zishan@redcompany.com. I don't want to use any real kind of Gmail and country. I would take USA, United States of America. Okay, it worked, but it didn't printed all of this info. Why? Because we have not called the invoice variable. So let's come down, print the variable invoice. Let's do hyphen like backslash n for spacing, and invoice comes here. Now we have completed with our code, and now if we run it, it will be working great. Let's run it. Okay, let's insert my name, age. Okay, what if, okay, do, okay, Zishan. Okay, it has given me an invalid email because I didn't put that @ sign. So name Zishan and age is 19, email at company.com, country equals to USA. Now it has printed all the values, and like we can decorate it, we can make it to be look good, really good, but what I think is like we just need to get our work done instead of implementing UI and all, and we are just using terminal. Okay, so we don't need to implement any UI like we did for printing the banner of it. So this was conditionals in Python. Thanks for watching and subscribe.